In a town drowning in secrets, sin is a currency, and everyone's in debt. When justice fails and faith is twisted, the line between right and wrong disappears. This is Sinners, a dark, gritty tale of revenge, redemption, and the price of silence. Let's dive into a story where no one is innocent and every truth comes with blood. In 1932, Mississippi, Sammy Moore staggers to his father's church with a large claw mark on his face. He clings to a broken guitar neck. Claiming that music has dangerous supernatural power, his father asks him to give up music and repent. The day prior, Sammy's cousins Smoke and Stack, identical twins and World War I veterans, returned to Mississippi after several years in Chicago. They explained to their old friends that Chicago is not the racial paradise they were hoping for. Using money they stole from Chicago gangsters, they buy a sawmill from racist landowner Hogwood, planning to start a juke joint for the local black community. They recruit guitarist Sammy, piano and harmonica player Delta Slim, and singer Pearline. They also hire Smoke's estranged wife Annie and Delta Chinese shopkeepers Grace and Bo Chow to cater opening night. Stack awkwardly reunites with his ex-girlfriend Mary, who passes white but is secretly 1/8 black. Mary is upset that Stack abandoned her to go north. Stack responds that it is not practical for a white woman to marry a black man. Smoke argues with Annie about her interest in the occult. Annie claims that her rituals kept the twins safe, but Smoke responds that their infant daughter still died. Remick, an Irish immigrant on the run from roving Choctaws, bribes Klansmen Bert and Joan for refuge before turning them into vampires. It turns out the Choctaws were actually vampire hunters. The juke bar opens to a loud and joyful crowd. The trusting Stack and the compassionate Annie cajole the cynical Smoke into giving discounts to customers who cannot afford to pay more. Sammy's music performance entrances the crowd, transcending time and conjuring spirits from the past and future, unbeknownst to himself and the crowd. This catches the attention of Remick, Bert, and Joan, who arrive and offer money for entry. Smoke and Stack sense something is wrong, but Mary offers to speak with the trio, as the bar needs the money. Remick turns her into a vampire. She returns to the bar, seduces Stack, and bites him, seemingly killing him. Smoke shoots her, but Mary is unaffected by the bullets and runs outside. Annie convinces Smoke to evacuate the bar, but this allows the vampires to turn the patrons. Bo agrees to pick up a getaway vehicle, but is turned too. The bar staff learn that vampires cannot enter a human building without an invitation. Stack revives as a vampire, but Annie forces him to flee with pickled garlic juice. Annie teaches the staff that only a wooden stake or silver can kill vampires and gives Smoke a talisman to ward off the vampires. Remick tries to cut a deal with the staff, explaining that he is not racist like the Klan and values Sammy's supernatural musical skills. He argues that vampirism will give the staff immortality, power, community, and freedom from racial persecution. He also warns Smoke that if he does not accept the vampires' help, Hogwood, who is secretly the local Klan boss, will kill them in the morning. The staff decline the offer. A visibly distraught and nerve-wrought Grace goads Remick and his army of vampires to attack the remaining survivors after Remick and Bo threaten to turn her daughter. The vampire horde rushes the juke joint and battles the remaining survivors. In the ensuing struggle, both Grace and Bo perish together in fire after Grace stakes Bo through the heart. Annie is bitten by Stack and Mercy killed by Smoke per her request. Delta Slim is viciously mauled and bitten to death by a mob of vampires in a bid to buy time for the rest to escape. The remaining survivors, consisting of Smoke, Sammy, and Pearline, attempt to escape the establishment through the upper floor, only to have their escape attempt thwarted by Remick and Stack. Smoke and Stack engage in a one-on-one fight, while both Sammy and Pearline battle Remick. Pearline is bitten in the process in an attempt to free a struggling Sammy against Remick, and urges Sammy to abandon her. Sammy successfully evacuates the juke joint and runs to a car to escape, only to be stopped by Remick once again. Remick offers Sammy one last chance to join his side, though Sammy breaks his guitar and wounds the vampire. A surviving Smoke arrives just in time to stake Remick. The dawn approaches, delivering the final blow to Remick and the rest of the vampires present, effectively concluding the horrors of the night prior. Smoke sends Sammy home and reveals that Sammy's guitar was nothing more but a regular instrument and not a Charles Patton's possession as Stack initially shared. True to Remick's prediction, Hogwood and a group of clan members arrive to reclaim the juke joint. Smoke engages the group in a firefight and effortlessly dispatches all assailants, but not before sustaining a fatal wound. In his final moments, a near-death Smoke sees Annie and their baby daughter in the afterlife, who encourages Smoke to join them. Smoke does so accordingly and succumbs his wounds. The scene shifts back to Sammy at the church, with his father urging him to renounce his love for the blues. Sammy refuses and drives north, guitar in hand. In a mid-credits scene set in 1992, an elderly Sammy, now a popular blues musician, is visited by a modern-day ageless Stack and Mary. It is later revealed in a flashback that Smoke struck a deal with Stack for Sammy's freedom in exchange for Stack's life. The couple offers Sammy an opportunity at immortality, though Sammy declines. Stack requests Sammy to play a song for old time's sake, to which the musician obliges. In a final parting moment, Sammy confesses that although he still has nightmares about that evening up until the sunset, it was the best day of his life. Stack agrees, as it was the last time he saw his brother and the sun, and the only time he felt truly free. In the end, the truth came out, but not without a trail of blood and broken souls. That was Sinners, a haunting reminder that in a world full of guilt, no one walks away clean. If this story kept you on edge, be sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more deep dive movie recaps. And tell us in the comments, do you believe justice was truly served?